What's up guys, SeanEDawgz here, and it is time to unveil the exciting and fun way to get crazy amounts of XP in COD Ww2. Who would have guessed? It's in Prop Hunt. I know half the comments are going to be, Sean, what are you doing? You didn't even put your intro in this video. Yeah, I know, it's Prop Hunt. There's only so much exciting, crazy 1v1 action that can go down. Sure, you could juke people left and right, but there's no gun skill. I didn't think it really needed an intro. But if you go into the Quartermaster, this is day one of La Resistance. And we have new resistance supply drops, new ways to spend your money, give it all away to Activision. We got the new Orso submachine gun. You could see it right here. We also got a new combat knife and a new rifle, the Volksgewehr. So I haven't used either of these yet, but I've heard terrible things about the Orso. It only costs like 7,000 armory credits, and it seems that there's a reason why. It's not exactly the best weapon in the world. I heard it has insane amounts of recoil, but I'll be using it as soon as I get my hands on it. Guys, if you want to see videos with me using any of these new weapons, you get any of the heroic variants for these weapons, hit me up on Twitter ASAP, because I would go out and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars in the supply drop system, try to get these weapons myself. But I'm sure you guys have seen the supply drop opening videos. The chances of actually pulling one of these heroic variants, it's extremely low. There's people that have spent close to $1,000 in a supply drop opening, and I didn't end up getting any new weapon variants. It's a little bit disappointing, but you will have some sort of access to these weapons, whether it's by buying them with armory credits yourself, and there will also be special contracts throughout this week or until this event ends, where they'll be putting these new weapons up for grabs. You could get them yourself. Now, what you're seeing here, this was my first ever prop hunt game. I had no idea what was going on. They didn't even let me be a prop first, so I didn't really even know the mechanics of the game, if they added any new things, what props you can even be. And I decided to give myself a challenge and only use the pistol the first time around. And it didn't work out too well in my favor. Apparently props can survive melees as well. I just wasn't doing too well. Now, why am I showing you this horrific gameplay? This was game one. I still did end up with like 30,000 XP in this one, just saying. It's to show you what you're up against. Most of the people playing prop hunt, they're not really going to have any idea what they're doing, or they're not going to have a full understanding of the game. They're not going to know all of the potential props that the other team can be. They're not going to know what's the best strategy to go about finding these props, to go about killing them. And you're basically going to be using and abusing nubs to gain XP. I never thought that prop hunt would be such a good way to get XP, but they made it that way for now. I'm sure it'll get patched, or at least they'll lower the XP values, because I found a way to absolutely destroy. You don't even have to get many kills. You don't really even have to survive long. There's just certain XP values for completing certain actions that reward you with insane amounts of XP. Now, what you're seeing right now, this was my first round as a prop. Again, extremely inexperienced. I don't even know what the pool of props to choose from is. I'm a hose. I went next to a door and tried to look pretty. It actually did end up working out in my favor, but this is what you're going to see from a lot of people when they're new and inexperienced when it comes to prop hunt. They're just going to be scared little Timmies sitting in corners. That's what I was doing here. It actually did work out. I was the last one alive. I didn't have to even move for this entire round, and I ended up winning. Now, why is that not efficient? Why is it not the best way to get XP? Well, they say size doesn't matter. In this case, it most certainly does. If you see, every couple of seconds, it keeps popping up with that plus 50 still alive bonus. Now, there are different types of props. Depending on your luck of the draw, you can only change your prop 2 different times within the round, so you can be a total of 3 props. They're completely randomized. You can't have any say in what you become or what size prop you can be, but they are categorized 3 separate categories. There you have your small props, your medium props, and your large props. If you are a small prop, which apparently I am right now, I thought this hose, it was a little bit big. I thought it would be classified as a medium. I'm only getting that plus 50 still alive bonus. If I was a medium-sized prop, I would be getting that plus 50 in addition to another plus 50 every single time it cycles, because I'm a medium-sized prop. And if I was a large prop, it would be giving me another plus 100. So just for standing in the same place that I am now as a large prop, I would be earning triple the amount of XP, just because it would be constantly giving me an additional plus 100, because size matters. Now, it is much easier said than done surviving as a large prop. Some of the maps, they feature enormous props. I was playing on Ardennes Forest. You can be a tree. Gustav Cannon, you can be a massive hay bale. So Just think about it. If you can survive for just a third of the time as a large prop as you can as a small prop, you'll be earning more XP and it's worth it. So if you survive for at least a third of the round, you've already maxed out on the XP you would have gotten if you were a small prop. That's a good way to think about it. So in order to understand the best survival tactics and how to maximize your XP gain, I must first teach you the ways of prop hunt. I must show you the way, if you will. It may seem kind of stupid to learn the ins and outs of prop hunt, being that it is a party game mode. Most people are playing it for fun, and you should as well. It is a very fun game mode. The XP don't lie. I got 77,000 XP in my third game. I only played 4 games of this at the time that I'm making this video. In my 2 first games, which weren't that good, I didn't really know what I was doing, I got around 30,000 XP. The next 2, I got over 70,000 in each of them because I found out what the XP values were for certain actions and the ways that I could maximize that. So the first thing that you want to focus in on, you have a whole new set of controls. This is not Call of Duty anymore. This is prop hunt. You go by a different set of rules. That's why the controls are listed to the right at all times. Those ones on the top, rotate, lock position, and match slope. Yeah, those are cool and all if you want to blend in with your environment. You can rotate your object exactly how you want. You can lock it so that while you're looking around, it won't turn with you. And you can match slope. Let's say you're on a hill. You can go ahead and be at that same angle. That's all for blending in. But now we're getting into the juicy parts. What I just did for this entire round, this is the exact opposite of what you want to do. I would have been so much better off if I started out at this cannon and ended up switching to that hose at the end when things started getting interesting, because I would have ended up with so much more points. I don't know if you saw it, but I got a plus 100 bonus for that large prop size. You get that every couple of seconds, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and also the smaller the size of your prop, the less health that you have. So although it is a lot harder not to get spotted when you're a massive size prop, you do have an advantage because you have more health. So you don't really have to completely evade the enemy. Just if you're getting shot a little bit, you can tank it. So the most important thing that you have to do if you want to get the most amount of XP possible, you got to focus on the size of your prop. The instant that the round starts, I'd say if it spawns you in as a small prop, and this is part of the learning curve, you got to learn which ones are classified as which type of prop. If you're not completely sure, you're like 3 feet tall, you don't know if you're considered a small prop or a medium prop, just wait a couple of seconds. In like 8 seconds, it'll tell you if you only see the still alive bonus, you're a small prop. If you see still alive plus medium prop size bonus, you're obviously a medium prop. So what I would do in the situation where the first thing that it spawns me in as is a small prop, like in the case of these boots, I would use my decoys. Now decoys, what that does, it leaves behind a phony version of yourself that doesn't move at all. Like right now, if I press down on my D-pad, it would leave a pair of boots exactly where I was standing. Now I do believe that these whistle as well, so you can use them to throw off your enemy. But what I mainly use them as, if the enemy destroys them, you get plus 10 points for each of them. So I kind of just blindly throw them around to give me a little bit extra points. Mainly, I'm just throwing them out because those 3 decoys reset every time you change your prop. So as I was saying, if I'd spawn in as a small prop, you want to be a medium or a large prop to get more of that bonus. So before I would insta switch to the medium or the large prop, you want to throw out your decoys just for the chance of getting those extra points, and then go ahead and switch to your next prop. Hopefully, it's a bit of a gamble, luck of the draw, it gives you a medium or a large prop. If I got a medium prop on my next one, I would just take it because that's pretty lucky. I didn't get another small prop. I'm already getting a bonus. You don't want to chance it and go into your last form, and then you don't have anything else to switch into if you get unlucky. Now, on the side of the hunters, when it comes to decoys, I would say the instant that you spawn in, you want to run towards the enemy team spawn and hope that they put down decoys like you just saw a few moments ago. You get plus 50 every decoy that you destroy. I got a lot of those plus 50s. And you can't really get many points as a hunter. You do get a decent amount for killing people and a decent amount for destroying decoys. But the main emphasis where you're going to get most of your points is surviving as a prop. The only thing that's somewhat annoying about this game mode is that there is a different pool of props that it allows you to choose from for each map. So until you play like every single map in the game 2 or 3 times, you're not really going to even know what you're looking for. What props can the enemy team be? You have no idea. I've also noticed that in this game, by the way, I forgot to explain this mechanic earlier. There's a whistle. You see that in the left. It says however many seconds until whistle. It makes the enemy team every single prop calls out, they do a little whistle, so you kind of know where they are. So it'll get you within like 20 to 30 feet of them, but it is not nearly as accurate as it was when they added this into Modern Warfare Remastered. In that game, I literally wouldn't shoot and I would just wait for the whistles because I would be able to pinpoint exactly where the props were. In this game, they did make it a little bit tricky. It only gets me within like 20 feet of someone. I can't exactly pinpoint where that whistle is coming from, and it's a little bit frustrating at times. So you just saw a full round with me as the hunter. I actually got very lucky. I didn't have to search for many props. This was my first time playing on the map. Didn't know what they could be, but I got lucky, ran around corners where my teammates were shooting, and there happened to be a prop running away. So I got some free kills, got some free decoy destroys, all around a very good round. So I'm looking around here so I can see the pool of props for the next time that I have to go on offense. You should always be doing that because it'll take you less time to know what all the props are. And what you're seeing right now, this is a textbook prop round. This is beautiful. I spawned in as a tire. I can only assume that this will count as a small prop as the movement is pretty quick. So what did I do? I spawned in, I threw down my decoys in semi-obvious places. I switched to my next prop and boom, it gives me a large prop. Why do I say it's a large prop? I can only assume because this thing's taller than a normal human being. It's got to give me the large prop bonus, right? And I'm like, wait a second. I've seen one of these weird generator looking projector things before on the map. Why don't I just go right next to one? It was a very good decision. And let's say there wasn't even a generator right there. What you could do is another way to use your decoys. Let's say this was just empty space. I could have just put down one decoy and then stood right next to it. So it looks like there's a grouping of items there, like what they would normally put in the game, when in reality, you've created it all yourself. It's genius. And then this spot, it turned out to be very good. Again, when you're a large prop, you have some advantages. One of them is it puts your camera a little bit higher than normal, and you have a ridiculous line of sight. You can see I'm in this corner. I can see like 3 different ways that the enemy can come in here, and I'm set. I'm raking in the points. This is the dream situation. I'm a large prop. I'm getting as many points as possible. It's up to the enemy team to find me at this point. Inevitably, they do. I am a large prop. You got to remember that. Even if the enemy team has no idea what or where you are, they have automatic weapons. They're just shooting all around the map. One stray bullet is going to hit you. They're going to get a hit marker. And that's where your last tool comes in handy. You want to be sort of close quarters in certain situations, just like what you're about to see right here. You have that flash grenade with LT. I preemptively used it. You don't want to get caught in a situation where you have to use it as like a panic. Now I'm putting my decoys. He knows exactly what object I am. Might as well just throw them down, give me some free points. I'm literally blocking doorways with them. Like, they have to destroy my decoys. I didn't really care if I died because I had already survived for half the round. I already got a crap ton of points, and now I'm just getting even more because somehow no one chased me across to this side of the map, even though I put decoys all along the path. But I'm setting myself up for success. You see, I have very long sight lines anywhere that the enemy can see me. But remember, this is a party game mode. I was here to have fun. I just decided to switch for the hell of it and stun that guy. Turns out the box is a large prop too, so I'm letting him destroy my decoys. He's just tailing me around the map. He's giving me free points for those destroys, and he doesn't even know where I am. The better you can pull off jukes, the more XP you're gonna earn at the end of the day. So yeah, I did get lucky. I was just messing around. But you can get, I'd say, over 50 to 60,000 XP every single game if you're playing your prop hunts strategically and going for these point values in terms of the decoys and surviving as either medium or large props, basically taking whatever you can get. There's not a whole lot of strategy to it. I don't know if I had mentioned this before, but every time you switch to another prop, you get all of your decoys back as well as another flash grenade. I don't think I mentioned the flash grenade, but man, this is showing you right here. You can tank some serious damage as a prop. And one more mechanic. This is the last one. I believe I've covered pretty much everything. You do not regen health as a prop. I did end up losing this round, but it doesn't matter. I got all of the survival bonuses, pretty much all of them. Maybe I missed out on 1 or 2 in the last 20 seconds of the round, but the damage was done. You see, I have 4,100 score. The next closest person has 1840 because they're not going for points like your boy SeanEDawgz. So I've given you all the tools of the trade, all the advice I can give. It's up to you to pull off the jukes, be in the right places at the right time, and this has to be the absolute most XP you can get in COD World War II. If you find a better method, definitely let me know down in the comments. I'm sure other people watching this video would love to hear it, but I'm going to leave the rest of this gameplay up. I don't want any questions. Oh, Sean, how did you get so much XP? I'll just leave the gameplay. If you want to see some more jukes, definitely stick around. And oh yeah, there's a little surprise at the end of the outro, something I've been working on for my streams, but I'll keep that on the hush hush. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like, comment down below with any thoughts or questions you may have, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new for some more great videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Breaking their backs. Regroup! The mission begins now. Remember your training.